metal shredder is mainly a machine composed of shredding blades, carrying box bracket, feeding system, power system, and electrical control system. It is mainly used for shredding light and thin metals with certain strength to increase their bulk density for transportation and recycling. Shredding objects such as metal barrels, refrigerators, automobiles, scrap steel, steel furniture, etc. When purchasing the machine, determine the material of the largest material that you can crush. If the size of the material required after crushing is conditional, it is best to prepare a certain material for testing. It is advisable that the equipment is not reversed. Reversal indicates that the power is too small. The single shaft shredder blade, as the name suggests, is installed on the shaft of the single shaft shredder and is called a movable knife. The shape is square, the knife edge is curved on all sides, the middle tapping hole, the part from the knife edge to the middle hole is recessed inward, and it is used with a fixed knife on the tool holder. The multi-shaft shredder blade is a claw knife. According to the design of each company, it is installed on a double shaft or 4-shaft shredder. Generally, it can be divided into 3 claw shredder blades, 8 claw shredder blades, and 12 claw shredder blades. Shredder blades, etc., are used for crushing, tearing and squeezing to reduce the size of materials. This shredder blade is widely used in the crushing of waste plastics, waste rubber, wood and other large volume wastes. The heavy movable knife has high crushing efficiency. The knives are all cast from alloy steel, which is strong and has a long service life. The frame is thick, resistant to high torque, and very strong. It adopts microcomputer automatic control, with start, stop, reverse and overload automatic reverse control functions. The equipment has the characteristics of low speed, large torque, low noise, and dust can reach environmental protection standards. Easy to adjust, low maintenance cost, economical and durable. The DSM series single shaft crusher is widely used for crushing thick materials, such as heavy wood, large pieces of plastic, rubber, thick and hard paper, as well as solid materials, such as electrical devices and cables, as well as crushing domestic waste, ADF, industrial waste and other materials. Shearing principle, the cutting part of the single shaft crusher is composed of knife roller, knife pellet, fixed knife and screen. The minimum installation gap between the knife pellet and the fixed knife is 0.1 mm. The motor drives the knife roller to rotate at a high speed through the reducer, so that the knife particles mounted on the knife roller and the fixed knife form a cut. After one cut, if the size of the material is smaller than the aperture of the screen, the material will be discharged from the mesh, otherwise the material carry out 2 or more cuttings in the toolbox until it reaches the discharge size. Imported high-quality tool steel and special knives are especially durable. The tool installation design can be adjusted and adjusted. After being blunt, it can be sharpened many times and used repeatedly. It has long service life and low speed. Heavy movable knife, high crushing ability, made of alloy steel. The blade has a long service life, the frame can resist high torque, and is very strong. It is easy to adjust, low maintenance, economical and durable. The shredder adopts a close-packed movable knife structure, is equipped with hydraulic drive and forced feeding machinery, and has the characteristics of strong crushing capacity and high efficiency. Its main electrical system uses Schneider or Siemens to ensure the safe operation of the system. The frame of the combined structure of extra thick plate precision processing, the powerful rotating shaft of the high-gloss machine's large angled hexagonal column, and the large diameter sturdy input hopper, so we can safely put in large-scale raw materials. Design and process unique rotation in terms of thickness, shape, arrangement, order, etc. Knife with strong shearing force and sharp blade, it can crush efficiently. Shear shredder. The most common one is the shear type crusher, which has 2 to 4 knife shafts, and mainly relies on the principle of shear and cut to complete the crushing process. The knife structure is shown in the figure below. The principle of this crusher is to crush objects like scissors. Roller cutting crusher, the machine is equipped with multiple blades on a rotating knife roll, and the fixed blades form a counter cut to complete the material crushing effect. The principle of the tearing type force crusher is to shake the hook to tear the garbage materials. This model is mainly used for force crushing. Shredder is actually a kind of crushing machine used for fine shredding. It is generally used to process unprocessed raw materials or leftovers to make the size smaller. A typical example is to shred plastic or rubber scraps and use them as raw materials, to melt them and then pellet them to make plastic bottles, tires or trash cans. Shredders are used in the plastic recycling industry and are often used for the crushing of waste, large caliber PE plastic pipes, bundles of plastic films, large stacks of plastic sheets, and head materials. During the crushing process, the claws on the rotor drag the material into the crushing cavity. The blades adopt a mutually staggered and occluded layout so that the material can be cut and broken in the horizontal and vertical directions at the same time. After the material is broken, it is intercepted and peeled off by the partition and finally discharged downward. The main working part of the double shaft shredder is a pair of relatively rotating rollers, and the rollers are equipped with spirally arranged gears. After the material enters the machine, it is split and shredded to a size lower than the set size after being bitten and pulled by the teeth made of staggered rotating high hardness and wear-resistant materials, and then forced out of the machine. The roller is driven by a motor through a reducer and has a large torque. When encountering a difficult-to-break object, it will automatically reverse under the action of the PLC automatic control system and rotate forward and backward many times until the material is shredded and discharged. During the production of the double shaft shredder, uniform cutting should be maintained to ensure the crushing quality and normal production. At the same time, it is strictly prohibited to overload the motor to ensure the normal operation of the machine. In addition to frequently checking the tightness and looseness of each part of the shredder, you should also pay attention to checking the wear of the vulnerable parts. If the wear is serious, replace it in time to avoid damage to the main components, and take necessary fire prevention measures.